Let's explore Object-Relational Mapping, or ORM, a powerful technique that bridges the gap between object-oriented programming and relational databases. Think of it as a translator allowing your code to interact smoothly with databases. This presentation will help you to understand what ORM is, how it works, and why it is useful in modern software development. So, what exactly is Object-Relational Mapping? ORM is a programming technique that converts data between incompatible type systems in object-oriented programming languages and relational databases. In simpler terms, it lets you work with databases using your programming language's objects, as if they were a virtual object database. Consider a user class with properties like ID, name, and email. ORM maps this class to a corresponding table in your database, making it easier to manage data. ORM solves the fundamental problem of different paradigms. On one side, we have the object-oriented paradigm, which deals with objects' inheritance and polymorphism. On the other side, we have the relational paradigm, which works with tables, rows, and columns. ORM acts as a bridge, allowing these two different worlds to communicate seamlessly. Without ORM, you would have to write a lot of code to translate between objects and database rows. With ORM, you can focus on your application's logic, letting the ORM framework handle the database interactions. Now, let's discuss the key benefits of using object-relational mapping. First, abstraction. ORM hides the complexities of SQL, allowing developers to work with familiar object-oriented code. Second, security. ORM helps prevent SQL injection attacks through parameterized queries and input sanitization. Third, productivity. ORM reduces boilerplate code and allows faster development with built-in create, read, update, and delete operations. Finally, database agnostic. You can switch between different database systems with minimal code changes, thanks to the abstraction provided by ORM. Let's take a look at how object-relational mapping works behind the scenes. Step 1 is mapping definition. Here you define how your classes map to database tables, typically using annotations or configuration files. Step 2 is query generation. The ORM translates object operations like saving or retrieving data into SQL queries that the database can understand. The last step is result transformation. Once the database returns the results, the ORM converts those results back into objects that you can use in your code. Many ORM frameworks are available. Let's explore some popular ones. First is Hibernate, a widely used Java framework that implements the Java Persistence API, or JPA. It offers features like lazy loading and object caching. Second is SQLAlchemy, a flexible Python framework that supports SQL expression language. Last is Entity Framework, a powerful option for .NET developers, offering LINQ integration and a code-first approach. Object-relational mapping provides convenient ways to handle relationships between database tables. Let's consider the one-to-one relationship. Each record in table A relates to exactly one record in table B. Next is one-to-many. Each record in table A relates to multiple records in table B. Lastly, many-to-many. Records in table A relate to multiple records in table B and vice versa. ORM frameworks provide annotations and configurations to easily manage these relationships. While ORM offers numerous benefits, it's important to be aware of potential performance considerations. One common issue is the N+1 query problem, where loading a collection of objects results in one query for the parent and n additional queries for each child. To mitigate this, you can use eager loading or batch fetching. Another consideration is lazy loading, which defers loading related objects until they are explicitly accessed. And caching. ORM frameworks provide multiple levels of caching to improve performance, and finally, query optimization. ORMs may generate suboptimal SQL for complex operations. To make the most of object-relational mapping, here are some best practices to keep in mind. First is database design first. Design your database schema before implementing ORM entities to ensure proper data modeling and prevent performance issues. Next is monitor generated SQL. Regularly check the SQL queries your ORM generates to identify and optimize inefficient queries. Also, use transactions. Wrap related operations in transactions to maintain data integrity and prevent partial updates. Finally, use batch operations. Use batch processing for bulk operations to reduce database round trips and improve performance. To summarize, Object-Relational Mappings bridge object-oriented code and relational databases, increasing developer productivity and code maintainability. Keep in mind, performance considerations are important for large applications and different frameworks offer various features and trade-offs. Looking ahead, ORM technology continues to evolve to meet modern development needs, with trends including integration with NoSQL and multi-model databases, improved performance optimization techniques, better support for reactive and asynchronous programming, and enhanced tooling for monitoring and debugging. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.